Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV patch 6.45 with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at a mount. In particular, you can get these coins from completing the Savage version of the new Criterion dungeon on Savage mode, and essentially you can get these coins. You can exchange 100 of them for a new mount. This mount is market tradable, as you can see on the tooltip there on this vendor, but of course we went and spent gil on this because there's no way I could have pulled that out of my hat, as well as doing all of the other videos I've got to do as well. So we spent 50 million gil on the Shishioji today. So it is the Shishioji. It says, summon forth Shishioji, a prince who just can't wait to be king. Again, of course, references to the dungeon. If you haven't done that yet, definitely go do that. When the mighty Shishio, legendary auspice and king of the Nue, was defeated, it shed a fragment of its malevolent will, which took form as this being. Possessing a will of its own, it recognizes you as its superior and consents to bearing you upon its back. The hidden text says, doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. A quote there of Nero Tolskava, and a nice tiger paw print there as well. So yes, well, he's a lion, isn't he? Or a tiger, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say he's a tiger. Is he a lion? Is he a lion king? Is that what they're saying? I guess. So this is what he looks like. He is, as you can see, this weird hybrid. Well, he's an auspice, right? So he's a weird hybrid of like a monkey king at the front with the face and these tusks with this beautiful mane. And then the mane gets all matted and weird. And then it turns into, I think this is like the body of the Centurio tiger, which is another mount in the game. And it's still got that mane as like spined sections down its spine. And then it's got these big claws and then these tufts of white coming out the side. This beautiful sort of like tiger, lion, whatever you want to call it, body, big muscular. And then at the back, we've got this enormous snake's face and snake's body. I don't know why I said it. Kind of looks like, what's the snake from Harry Potter called? Was it Nagiri or something? I don't know. I think that's a piece of sushi. But yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? It's got this big red mouth. Ugh, quite ferocious looking with its big serrated, well, sort of sharp teeth that look like they would serrate and rip flesh, and red eyes. If you hate snakes, you're going to hate this, aren't you, really? I do like the scales. I love how long the tail is. It's going to flap around, presumably, as we move around. Yeah, it's a cool looking mount. Let's see what it looks like as we're in walk mode. Can I just put a special notice on the fact that the tail is just sort of like, I don't know what to do. Which way should I wag? Because it's not really a tail, is it? It just looks like the snake's having a very bad day of it. You know what I mean? It's like, please stop now. And then as you speed up, he just sort of loses his mind. And then as we float in the sky, yeah, typical sort of floating sort of wolf animation that they've used for doggo mounts in Stormblood. I think it's the same basic animation. It does look pretty cool, and it bounds through the air until eventually, presumably it's got a sort of drift animation. There we go. That's exactly what we were looking for. So yeah, all you're going to see from behind, which is the majority of the time when you're going to be playing with this mount, is just the snake. And it's quite hilarious, actually, because you're just going to see the snake losing his absolute marbles, going, help, no! It's probably making this one of my new favourite mounts, incidentally. Not from design, just with sheer stupidity. I love it so much. Yeah, it's an expensive mount. It'll come down in price as more people do Savage. But the real topic is there enough content for Savage Criterion to bring enough people in? I don't think there is. Aside from this, the vendor is pretty sparse. There's materia. The big old meme is that you do it for the materia and not for the mount, but it is a bit of a weird point. I suppose the thing that they could do is probably put some exclusive armor in there, but I don't know. I'm kind of also glad that they didn't. But again, for mount, market tradable, it's not exactly impossible to get, but like I say, the first couple of days of a patch, things are always expensive on the market board. But yeah, The other question is, does it have any specific music? Now, bear in mind that the mount reward for completing all 12 of the runs for the actual variant mode, as you can see here, for completing all 12 of those, was the lantern mount, right? Which is actually next to it, the Bora Bora Shoshin, which we looked at in a previous video and the guide. That had the Kugane music, like a piano version. So it'll be interesting to hear what this sounds like, and we'll hear it together. Let's whack that volume up. Oh! I think it's fair to say that mount won in terms of the music department. Holy moly. I don't know what version of the Stormblood theme that is, but it's amazing. Is that the Primals version? Oh my god, Soken. Okay, that might be enough of a reason for people to get the mount. That is a beautiful piece of music. Let me know what that exact track is, if you do know. Obviously, it's the Stormblood theme, right? But what version it is? It must have been included in like the Primals or something. It's incredible. Anyway, cool looking mount, surprising soundtrack that I really, really like. And yeah, I don't know. It's going to be in the eye of the beholder what you think of the model. Do you like chimeras? Do you like mashups of monsters? Me? I actually really like this one, but that shouldn't be a surprise because I like things that are different. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm going to go and rock out to more of this music. Holy moly.